Hello, everybody. Good evening. What a beautiful day. I'm very happy. Today is our first meeting in 2023. So, everybody is welcome to join with us these beautiful moments. So, to start, I'm going to play a couple of songs to prepare our place, our mind, our soul for the gospel according to Spiritism. Song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort. Cascades found down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in our goal. The solution lies in our goal. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings. Make you, small son, a good Christian. Make you, small son, a good Christian. The good old man. Blue crystal eyes, the colors of the sky. Gray bushy beard, Santa look-alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky. Gray bushy beard, Santa's look-alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the good, receive our prayers and also our hearts. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the light, please pour our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ. Welcome.
Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes it's not so close. Sometimes we build our dreams, but then we see them decompose. down the dumps, feeling sad and blue. Give life a chance, my friend, the sun will shine again on you. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Have little faith in you. Maybe tomorrow you can dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, it doesn't mean the end. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Sometimes okay to feel blue. Have little faith in you. Dream all the dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, your dreams can get you through. Have little faith in you.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus. And when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Quand la nuit tombait à Capharnaüm, la maison de pierre si simple, un foyer commun, s'emplissait de paix, dans son cœur chacun recueillait les paroles de lumière du Maître divin. Il me plaît de rêver, de me trouver aussi aux côtés de Jean, Simon, Jacques, André et Lévi, de planter dans nos âmes la sémence de la foi. La sémence que Jésus nous donne et qu'un jour poussera. Et je m'imagine enfant à cet endroit-là. Peut-être Jésus m'inviterait à sortir un soir dans les jardins de chez Pierre. J'entendrai sa voix à dire tu sens cette sortir un soir dans les jardins de chez Pierre, j'entendrai sa voix à dire tu sens cette brise, la lune, tu la vois. Il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our public meeting, the first public meeting of 2023. So everybody is welcome. So before we start our meeting, I'd like to share some announcement with you. So to start with, would like to ask you to turn off your phone notification if it's possible. Please find a quiet place if it's possible so you can join us our meeting. And also our meeting is composed of two parts. The format is we have 30 minutes of presentation and after a Q&A. So everybody is welcome to put your question, to try to clarify and doubt. So everybody is welcome. So just to let you know, our meeting also has a spiritual treatment that consisted in magnetized water. So everybody, please set aside a container with water that everybody can use and get healing from the magnetized water. Also, we'd like to let you know that our meeting is transmitted by our page on Facebook, Spiritist Canada Facebook, and YouTube channel every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. in all these times in different zones. We also are retransmitted by Concafres Continental Americas. Also, we have the the Path of Light Facebook page and Instagram too. And on Wednesday is retransmitted by Kardec Radio through the YouTube channel and Facebook channel, 8 p.m. So for you that want to learn a little bit more about Spiritism, we have a free course every Saturday. And this Saturday, we are coming back with a special class. We're going to talk about the vices. What is considered vices? So if you want to learn a little bit, you can assign in our channel and you can participate, even though if you want just to be one day to learn a little bit, everybody is welcome to stay with us and learn with us too. So we're gonna start our public meeting, and for this I'd like to invite our brother from Ottawa, Rod, to do an opening prayer. Welcome.
Hello.
Rod.
Hello, Publio. Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure. Okay, let's do our opening prayer. Let's close our eyes and elevate our thoughts to the Most High. Heavenly God, we thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight again with the Spiritist Canada group, our friends from many different cities, provinces, and even countries. Dear Lord Jesus, it was you who said, wherever two or three are gathered in my name, there will be, I will be in their midst. So be with us tonight, inspiring our speaker, Marceli, as well as bringing light to our community homes and uplifting those in need of all kinds in many places, the hospitals, the streets, in their homes, in difficulties. Help us through the message of today's lecture to understand better about charity far beyond money or materialism. Make us learn and practice moral charity, knowing that every moment can be the perfect time to help, to thank, to forgive, and to worship. So stay with us today and always. So be it.
Thank you, Rod, very much for the beautiful prayer. And tonight we have a special person to talk with us about the gospel according to the Spiritism. It's our sister Marcel from London, but London, Ontario. Welcome, Marcel. How are you tonight?
Thank you, El Publio. I'm good. A little nervous.
Nervous for
How are
what?
you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year, Marcel. We are so happy that start our public meeting with you tonight. We are very
Thank you.
blessed and thank you for sharing all those statements, those concerns about the Jesus Christ teaching. Thank
Mhm.
you. So it's yours, the time.
Thank you so much.
Feel comfortable. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. 1 second. Okay. Good evening, everyone. May the peace of Jesus be with each one of us. And we ask the good spirits to help us in this studying that we are going to do, intuiting us to our evident ignorance. So today we will talk about the chapter 13. Let me, chapter 13. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Items 5 to 10 and 19 to 20. It's gonna be a long study tonight, but I will try to keep this short. Um, so the first lesson we will study tonight is the widow's mite. Let me see if I can I can read. This is a little small. Jesus was seated opposite to the offertory box, watching the way in which people dropped their money into it, and noticed that many of the widows were putting in large amounts. A poor widow also came and put it only two small coins in the amount of a farthing. Then, having called his disciples, he said to them, "Verify, I said to you that this poor widow has given more than what all the others have put into the offertory box, for they have all given of their abundance, whereas she has given of her poverty, everything she had, and everything that was left for her to live on. It was in Mark chapter 12, verse 4, 41 to 44, and Luke chapter 21, verse 1 to 4. In this passage, Jesus wants to demonstrate to his disciples and to all of us that the most valuable charity is the one we give from the little we have. When we give what is extra, the superfluous, we are certainly helping someone, of course. However, there is a greater merit when we take from our enough to give to those who have less than us. When I was studying about this topic, I was thinking because today is the third day of the year of 2023, and in the end of the year, we used to do, most of the people, of course, we used to do some cleaning at home. We used to take some things that we don't want anymore from choice, clothes, or things at home. We used to take these things and donate, right? This is good, of course it is. But sometimes, if we think about this action, we are doing something that it's not important for us anymore. So Jesus was saying that if we give the little we have, the everything we have, with our heart, with love, there is a merit, a big, greater merit in this charity. So another another passage from the Medium's book. Kardec says, many people regret not being able to do as much good as they would like because they lack sufficient resource. If they desire wealth, they say it is so that they can put it to good use. Their intention is, of course, praiseworthy and might be quite sincere for some. However, couldn't it be, without questions, completely disinterested? Might there not be those who, even though the sorry, it's so small for me. I'm sorry. Even though the desiring to do good to others would be quite happy to start by doing good to themselves, to give themselves a few more pleasures and to obtain a few of the superfluous they know, like saving the leftovers to give to the poor. Such ulterior motives, which they perhaps conceal, but which they could find in the depths of their hurt, if they were willing to search there, annulment of the intent for true charity entails thinking of others before thinking of oneself. So every time we want to help someone, we find a way. If we really want, we will find a way. Many times we look for excuse to justify our lack of will to practice charity, saying that we don't have enough time, we don't have enough money to donate. Sometimes we say that when we earn more, we will do some charitable work. But Jesus showed us to do good, we don't need much. We need just a little. If we do with a little we have, we can help our neighbor. You just think about the widow. She gave all her had, all the coins she had. She had only 2 coins, and she gave everything that she had to help. So because she did of her heart, Jesus said that this is the true charitable work. So the next one is smaller. 1 second. Just try to put bigger here. So those who intentions, was Kardec from the Gospel according to Spiritism. Those whose intentions are poor of any personal interest ought to console themselves with their powerlessness to do all the good they would like to do. They should think of the might of the poor who give by depriving themselves, but which weight more on God's scale than the gold of the rich who gave without denying themselves anything. The satisfaction would, of course, be great, as we said, help, but if you give just your extra, you are helping someone, you are helping. But if you give more than this, if you giving not only the extra but the abundance that you have, you are helping more. So the satisfaction would, of course, be great in being able to alleviate poverty on a large scale. But if it is not allowed, one must accept to the fact and limit oneself to doing what is impossible, what is possible. Moreover, is gold the only thing that can dry tears, and must one remain inactive by the possessing it? Those who sincerely desire to be useful to their brothers and sisters will find 1,000 opportunities. Let them seek, and they will find them, if not in one way, then in another. For there are no, none who, enjoying the full use of their faculties, cannot render some sort of service, provide some consolations, mitigate physical or mental suffering, or do something useful. In spite of a lack of money, cannot everybody give a portion of the effort, time, and response they have available, sorry, they have available? This is also the elbow of the poor, the widow's mite. So, about this slide, we need to have good intentions, but more than that, we need to act. We can help without having any money, listening to someone who needs to talk, giving a hug to someone who I know is suffering, visiting the elderly people, the sick in the hospital, praying for someone who I know that needs really this pray. So I don't need to be close to the person to help, to do charity. So I can stay far away from the person, but I still can help. Is the moral charity that we are gonna talk later. So Jesus showed us the example of the widow who gave away everything she had. So she would probably be left without food, but she still wanted to help, and she did it from the heart. And when we have faith, God provides everything we need. Yeah. So the second lesson that we are gonna start tonight is invite the poor and the lame, give you without expecting recompense. So he also said to the one had invited him, whenever you give a dinner or a supper, to do to do not invite your friends, your brothers, your relatives, or your wealthy neighbors, so that they will invite you in their turn and thus repay what they received from you. But whenever you give a banquet, invite the poor, the lame, the maimed, and the blind, and you will be happy because they have no means to repay you, for you will be rewarded at the resurrection of the righteous. Having heard these words, one of those who were all the label said to him, happy is he who eats bread in the kingdom of God. So Jesus spoke in parables, and we should not take everything he says literally. We need to understand the meaning. When Jesus said that to invite to our house the poor and the maimed, he was referring to the practice of unselfish charity, the charity that you do without expecting anything in return. Many times when we do good, when we donate something, we do it to feed our selfishness and our pride. Sometimes we feel important because we are doing good. But Jesus teaches us that true charity does not expect anything in return. And if you do it for someone who cannot pay you back, your merit will be greater because you did it from the heart and do not receive recognition from people. We really need recognition from God, not from people, not from the man. So, um, this is the item 8 was in the Gospel according to Spiritism. Kardec says Jesus could not have meant to say that instead of friends, one must bring to his or her table beggars of the streets. His language was nearly always figurative, and for people incapable of grasping the delicate nuances of thought, he used forceful imagery, producing the effect of blaring colors. The foundation of his thought is revealed in these words: you will be blessed because they have no means to repay you, is the thing that we are saying in the last slide. Means that one should not do good with recompense in mind, but for the sole pleasure of doing it. In order to provide a lively comparison, he said to invite the poor, um, to your banquet because you know that they can do nothing to repay you. By banquets, one must understand not to repast per se, but rather participation in the abundance that one enjoys. So, in this slide, here is it is made clear to us that the term feast can be understood as any act of good or charity that we do to other people, that we do without interest of retribution, because the only reward we should expect is from God. So is the thing that I was saying the last slide, that sometimes to feed our ego, our pride, we do something, and we donate something for others, and we because the true charity, you don't need to show anyone the thing that you are doing, unless if you want to motivate the other people to do the same, to do the good. But if you are gonna donate a big amount of money, please don't do this to others. uh, please. You don't need people's recognition. We need God's recognition. So He knows what it is in our heart. So if we do because we want to help others, we we will be recompensated. But we don't need to think about recompense. We don't need to think about in be paid back when we do something good. We need to do this because we need to help others, because we need to be better person every single day in our lives. Okay. So how many persons invite to their tables only those who can do them the honor, as they say, or who can invite them in their turn? Others, on the other hand, find satisfaction in inviting less fortunate relatives or friends. Well, who does not have such a person in his or her own family? So, if we analyze carefully, we will see around us many people who need help, both material and spiritual or moral. It is enough to have eyes to see that we will find ways to practice true charity. And don't do anything good, think and be and have any return back. Do because we need to be good. We need to be good person, good people. Um, the third lesson that we are gonna talk tonight is the material charity and moral charity. Is the item 9. Sister Rosalie in Paris, 1860. She says, let us love one another and do unto others what we would want them to do unto us. Every religion, every moral possible is contained in these two precepts. If you were to abide by them in this world, you would be perfect. There would be neither hatred nor dissent. Furthermore, I will say that there would be no more poverty, because from the surplus of the table of each rich person, many poor people would be fed. And in the dark back streets where I live in during my last incarnation, you would not see poor mothers dragging along their miserable children in need of everything. So, sorry, there are two kinds of charity: material and moral charity. The first is, there is no doubt, is the easiest one to be practiced. We usually donate clothes, shoes, objects that no longer interest us. Sometimes we donate money. However, moral charity is more difficult and more valuable. When we take the time to help another person, as I said before, when you listen to someone who needs to talk, these are more difficult because we always say that we don't have time. When we want to, we find the time, we find a way, and we should want to do good. Both of the charities, but as we learn here in the gospel, the moral charity is the most valuable because we don't need any money to do this. We need our goodwill. We really need um, to wish uh, to do something for others. Pray for someone who have hurt us. Oh, I have been hurt by someone, so I don't like this person anymore. No, don't do that. Pray for this person. Forgive this person. This is a charitable, it's a moral charity. When we pray for someone who did something um, not good for us, this is a way to do charity as well. Therefore, love your neighbor, love him or her as you love yourself, because you know now that unfortunate fellow you are rejecting and keeping away is perhaps a brother, a father, or a friend. And then what despair you will feel upon recognizing him in the words of spirits. When she said, "Love one another and love your as you love yourself," is to do to others what you want to be done to you. And in this slide, Spiritism teaches us about reincarnation. So that is, we live several lives in different bodies. Therefore, we don't know who might have been the person who asked me for help today. What if it was my mother, my father, my brother in the other life? What if I repel him and don't help him? Certainly, I will feel enormous guilt when I met him or her again at the moment of the disincarnation in the real life, because we are here just to evolve ourselves. We won't be here forever. So our real life is is the spiritual life. So we need to evolve to do the better we can to for the moment that we disincarnate, we don't feel guilt like this. Um, the item 9 says, I want you to understand fully what moral charity entails, the type that everyone can exhibit, and which costs nothing materially, but which is nonetheless with very difficult to put into practice. Moral charity consists in giving support to one another, and it is what you practice the least on the low other world where you are incarnate for now. Believe me, there is a great merit in knowing how to keep quiet and let a more ignorant person speak. This is yet another kind of charity. Knowing now to turn a deaf ear when a mocking word escapes the mouth accustomed to scorn. Not paying any attention to the smirk of this disdain that greets you entry amongst person who often wrongly think they are above you, whereas in the spirit life, the only true life, they are sometimes far from it. These are meritorious act, not a humility, but of charity, because not paying attention to someone else's wrong portrays moral charity. Um, this it's really hard, right? This is not easy to do. We we stay quiet when someone is hurting us, uh, or pray for someone who is doing something very bad to us. But we need to practice this. We know that it's not easy, but we need to do that. So often, shutting up when someone offends us is an act of charity. If you want to be a charitable person, we need to practice this. Step by step, we know we won't change our behavior like this. You blink and you change. No, it's step by step, but we need to try. Remember that Jesus said that we are all brothers and sisters. Always think about that before rejecting the leper or beggar. Goodbye. Think of those who suffer and pray for them. So, praying is also an act of charity, as I said before. The merit is even greater when we pray for someone who has done us wrong. So, pray for someone who we love, it's easy, right? Every night when we are on the bed, we are doing our prayers, and we usually pray for our family, our friends, and people who we like or love. But pray for everyone, or for those who did something wrong to us. We know that it's not easy, but it's a charitable work. So it's another lesson that we need to learn. The item 10. My friends, I have heard many of you say to yourselves, how can I practice charity? Often, I don't even have enough myself. Charity, my friends, may be practiced in many ways. You can practice charity in thought, words, and deed. In thought, by praying for the forsaken, poor who have died without having ever seen the light. A prayer from the heart will console them. In words, by providing your everyday companions some good advice, by saying to people embittered uh, through this desperation and deprivation, and who blaspheme the name of the Most High. I was once as you are. I suffered and was unfortunate, but I believed in the Spiritism. And as you can see, I am fortunate now. To the elderly who say to you, it is useless, I'm at the end of my journey, I will die as I have lived. You can say, God holds out the same injustice for all of us. Remember the workers of the last hour. So uh, you can practice charity in thought, word, and deed. We don't need money to do good. We need goodwill. So just look around, just look close, and you will see an opportunity to do good, to do charity. To youths who are already corrupted by the company they keep and who wander along life's pathways ready to yield to evil temptation say God is watching you, my dear children, and do not be afraid to repeat these gentle words to them often. They will end up germinating in their young minds, and instead of little thought, you will have made men and women of them. This is also a form of charity. In other words, when you are parent, a mother or a father, you need to give good example for your children. This is a charity too. Accept the God in his infinite mercy has placed at the bottom of your heart a watchful sentinel called conscience. Listen to it. It will offer you only good counsel. Sometimes you didn't it by opposing if it with the spirit of evil, and then it falls silent. Nonetheless, you can be sure that your poor forsaken conscience will make itself heard as soon as you allow it to perceive the shadow of remorse. Listen to your conscience, question it, and you will often find yourselves comfort by the counsels. Um, we have all the God's law in our conscience. So we know what is wrong and we know what is right. And we have the free will. So we need to use according to the God's law. We need to do the good. We need to do what we know that it's right. And the gospel shows that God is merciful and that he sees everything and nothing goes unnoticed in his eyes. Therefore, let us do good today and always. This is the thing that we need to do. And the fourth lesson that we are going to see tonight is the benefit repaid with ingratitude. We have been talking about doing something and want to be repaid, right? So this lesson shows exactly the contrary. So, what should be thought of person whose beneficence? Sorry, just put my but sorry. The beneficence has been repaid with ingratitude and who therefore no longer practice the good out of fear of meeting more ungrateful people. These persons are much more selfish than charitable, since practicing the good only to receive signs of recognition is not the practice of disinterestedly and disinterested beneficence is the only kind that is agreeable to God. The same applies to their pride, since they derive pleasure in the humility of the recipients who place their recognition at their feet. Those who seek recompense on the earth for the good they will not receive recompense in heaven. God sometimes allows you to repay with ingratitude in order to test your perseverance in practicing the good. So As I said before, Jesus taught us that we are all brothers and sisters and that we must always love each other. Practicing charity is an act of love and should not be done desiring something in return. If we do good and we are paid with ingratitude, let's persist doing the best we can because only God will reward us. We don't need to worry about doing something and everybody needs to see what I'm doing because they will do something back to me. No, I don't need to do that. I need to do. This chapter says, do not let your left hand knows what your right hand knows what your left hands are doing, something like this. So you need to do your charity, you need to do good, but you don't need to worry about people that what is are watching you, because the true charitable work, it's quiet. A benefit is never lost. Moreover, you will have worked for yourselves because you will have the merit of having done the good disinterestedly and without being discouraged by disillusionment. So, we are almost finished our study. This passage reaffirms that we have talked about through our study today. Everything good that is done is considered by God. So nothing that we do, actually, everything we do, He sees. So this is the thing that we need to worry about. Am I doing the best I can? Am I doing good? Am I doing charitable things? Not only material, but the moral truth, the spiritual truth. And the last lesson is exclusive beneficence. Is beneficence rightly understood, practiced exclusively among persons of the same opinion, the same belief, or the same political party? No, because it is especially the spirit of sectarism and political parties that must be abolished. For all humans are brothers and sisters. Through True Christians see only brothers and sisters in their fellow beings, and before helping those who are in need, they do not ask them about what their beliefs or opinion might be. Therefore, help them without asking them to give an account of their conscience, for if they are an enemy of religion, it will be a way to lead them to love it. Send them away would cause them to hate it. So, our examples must be the thing that we need to worry about. If we want someone to not like, but respect Spiritism, because we know that lots of people don't know about Spiritism. We must act as Jesus said. Jesus uh, taught us. So, the best way to teach about Spiritism is through our actions. If we act with love, patience, benevolence towards everyone, even if they don't belong to our religion, we will be showing the teachings of Jesus in our actions. So, this is the most important. because we know that Jesus is our guide and model. So we need to see his teachings and follow his steps. And here I brought this quote from Chico Xavier, the Brazilian medium. Charity is a spiritual exercise who practices good, puts in motion the force of the soul. And then I thank you. And I apologize because some of the text was were really small and I have a problem to read. I'm so sorry. I hope you guys can have enjoyed and yeah, just thank you. You are mute. Publio, you are mute.
Thank you. I'd like to say thank you for all the subject that you brought to us, and was very interesting. There's a couple of questions here, but because the time, we're gonna just address one to you. But it
Mm-hmm.
was very, very important to see how important is the quality instead the quantity, right? So it
Yes.
was very clear in the Jesus Christ teaching. So I have you one here. I'm gonna put to you, and it's a comment, and we can talk about.
Mm-hmm.
It's Rod. It's our brother from Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus was stating that the intention is more important than the financial amount of the donation in a widow might lesson. That's the same thing I said. It is possible to consider our time as the most valuable resource to donate to our family, friends, and those in need if we dedicate it to them with a real focus.
Yes, of course. Yeah, the intention is really important because the widow she only gave two little coins, two small coins, the small value. And our time, as we said, it's something sometimes difficult us to donate to others because we always say, I'm busy, I don't have time, I need to work, I need to do something, and but sometimes we forget that as Rod said, our family, our friends, we need to donate our time to them. It is a charity too, and it is important to do that.
All right, was very, very important and precious this time with you. I'd like to
Yeah,
say,
I think, and I apologize because it was a really long
the,
lesson today.
the
It
next
was lot of
the,
topic.
the next time we're gonna give you 2 hours, and you are said that you are nervous because this this talk tonight is very important to us, and was good. You took the time, and you spent the time the correct way, and was very grateful to hear you and hear the teachings of Jesus Christ about this subject that is very, very important to us, especially nowadays that it's so easy to help man-wise way, let's say, and so hard to give our time. Our most precious thing is our time. Thank you, Marcel, for being
Thank
here with
you.
tonight, and believe me, I will invite you again to talk to us.
With a small topic, please. Have a good night and happy new year.
Thank you, Marcel. Thank you very, very much. So now we're going to continue our public meeting, and we have the second part. We have a spiritual treatment, but you can ask, what is spiritual treatment? It's a transfusion. It's a pass. It consists in the pass, a virtual pass. It's a transfusion of spiritual energy assisting our physical, emotional, and mental balance. We also have these to benefit us, this treatment, and to be more proactive to receive all these benefits. So please follow the guide audio instruction and remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. So, as we said in the beginning, we have the magnetized water. So, that's the reason we ask you to put aside the container. Water's receiving really healing energy from our body and soul, which your family and you can benefit from. So, everybody can use the magnetized water, even though they are not spiritists, just magnetized water with good vibrations, good vibes. So for this spiritual treatment, we're gonna do our prayer, and also it's gonna be our last prayer of the night. So for this, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes to prepare to receive the spiritual treatment. And these moments, think about Jesus Christ as the Son of our lives. Let's, in these moments, say thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to be here, to learn a little bit about your gospel. Also, allow the good spirits to be with us in our home, everywhere. So your peace, your love be with us today and forever. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
So we'd like to say thank you to everybody and remind us to follow us in our Facebook page, Spiritism Canada, in the Instagram, Path of Light, the Society, in Instagram, YouTube, Spiritism Canada. So everybody is welcome. If you have any question, you can address the question in the YouTube. We can answer later. So I'd like to say thank you for all of you. We have friends from South America today, from the south of Brazil. So I'm very happy. Last week we have brother from Malaysia. He was here with us and he really enjoyed. I talked to him after. So everybody is welcome to our meeting. And I think that's it. Have a
Come on, my friend, come to the light. Here with all our heart and soul, let's follow Jesus Christ. Let us preach the peace, let us preach the love. And this world already wonderful will be much more. Get up, look at the sky, in the earth where the flowers bloom with sunshine. body to the wall.